High school's happening.
Because high school has everything.
Clubs,
Parties, sports,
friends.
girlfriends.
High school has everything.
Art,
Drama, writing,
Reading,
assignments, deadlines, group work,
homework.
lots of homework.
just lots of work.
Because we do a lot of learning.
And learning how to balance.
Is how you make it all happen. Because high school,
High school. High school is happening. I can rake up a half acre in about an hour. I can rake up a full acre in about 2 hours. I can trim hedges, I can cut limbs, anything you want, really.
I hired him at the beginning of the summer. He does a pretty good job.
My son wants to be a businessman someday.
Entrepreneur. I'm gonna work for myself, I'm gonna make a lot of money.
I told him I would help him buy a car next year, but he had to raise half the money and he had to keep up his grades. It sounded like a good idea to me at the time. It would teach him responsibility and teach him how to save money.
I got this yard, I got that yard over there. I got a couple at the end of the road, and I have 2 on the other side of the park.
Nick didn't take the time to tell me how he was doing in his classes, but his high school has a parent portal. That's where I can log in and check my son's progress. Well, let me tell you, I didn't like what I saw.
Yeah, my mom's come a long way with computers.
He had 3 B's, and in his literature class, he was carrying a D.
He wasn't doing the reading, and you can't make it in my class without doing the reading.
He wasn't holding up his end of the deal.
To get the car I want, I need about $5,000, and these people are depending on me to keep up their yards.
I don't care how much he saves. His grades are the most important thing. I told him that if that grade wasn't up to a B by the end of the semester, he could forget about a car.
She was pretty upset.
How are you?
I'm okay. I want to talk about my grade.
Well, Nick came to me after school and said, what can I do to bring this grade up? And I've said, you only have a few grades, and we can bring your average up quickly, but you have to do the reading. I mean, you can't dance around it. You have to do the reading. You can't fake it. I've been teaching for too long.
The thing about the reading is it just takes so much time.
Reading takes time, but it also helps you develop your critical thinking skills. It expands your worldview. It improves your vocabulary. But you're gonna have to understand how to communicate. You wanna work with people? You gotta communicate. I don't care if you wanna be a CEO, a songwriter, a seamstress, whatever you wanna be, you're gonna have to have these things in order for you to become successful.
I had a lot of catching up to do, but I was reading at nights and I was reading on weekends, and within 2 months, turned that D into a B.
I was impressed.
When he puts his mind to something, he can do it.
I still want to make money, so I just gotta work faster. Do what you gotta do, you know?
During his freshman year, Nick put too much focus on his job and not enough on completing his assignments. One of the ways students learn is by making mistakes. It seems that Nick learned from his mistake and corrected it before it spiraled out of control, and that's key.
But that was my first real job, and you know, I like making money.
It's important to realize that Nick didn't solve the problem alone. His mother actually brought it to his attention well before the end of the semester. Even in high school, parents must monitor academic performance. It's critical for success.
It can get on my nerves when my mom is always asking me, have you done your homework, or do you have a test this week?
But it's not as bad as what they say when you come home with bad grades.
Well, it's a balance, because one of the things about being in high school is that we have more freedom to make our own schedules.
I like that. But at the same time, it's not easy to know how long things are going to take.
I've noticed that in high school, you have fewer assignments, but they're bigger, and the deadline might be far away from when you get the assignment.
Parents help students develop a sense of responsibility by guiding them and offering advice. Sometimes just talking with students about their assignments and schedules will lead them to their own good decisions.
One thing that has really helped me is keeping a calendar, and I put alerts on my computer to let me know how far away I am from deadlines.
We have one in the kitchen where my grandma writes all that stuff down so everybody can see it.
We don't do that, but my mom uses Parental all the time now.
Parent portals are very helpful for schools that use them. Parents can also sign up for emails and alerts at some schools. Just ask a teacher, school counselor, or school administrator for the best way to keep track.
As much as it can get on my nerves, it is helpful to be reminded sometimes.
It just lets you know that you're accountable to somebody.
It probably saved me from getting a C.
Do you think your mom would have made you quit the job if you got the C?
For sure.
And then you would have had no money.
Students are less likely to drop out and more likely to earn better grades when there is an adult who is responsible for monitoring their grades. Time management is essential to academic success, and learning time management takes cooperation.
And sometimes a little negotiation.